What's going on, guys? Mr. Jones again. Today we're going to talk about Ready, Set, Go 3.3. Now we're going to do a little bit of practice. So I'm going to go over each section, make sure you know how to do it, and also tell you what you can skip. So here we go. The first section says, the topic is find the point of intersection for two lines by looking at the table. Intersection means where they cross. Okay, so we're looking for where two lines cross, but only by looking at the table, not by looking at the actual graphs themselves. So in bold, you'll notice it says fill in the table of values for each of the linear functions, then circle the point of intersection of the two lines in each table. All right, let's go ahead and look at number one. Okay, the table looks like this: x, f of x, or y, whatever you want to put there. And then it gives us all the x values to try, which is good news. And then it gives us the equation, f of x equals 3x minus 5. All you have to do is plug in the x values that it gives you. For example, I'm going to plug in a 2 for all the x's, and it's going to solve for f of x. So right here, f of x equals 3 times, we're going to plug in that 2, okay, because that's what x equaled, plus 5. Then we just solve this. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 5 is 11. So basically, f of x equals 11 when x equals 2. So I just found out what that value is. And you do that for all the values. Whenever you're done, you can go to Desmos and make sure you got it right. But this is a really good strategy because you don't always have Desmos. Okay, so I don't even want to show this to you, but I'm going to anyway because it's a really good thing. So if you go to your internet, you go to desmos.com, go to the graphing calculator, type in your equation, which is 3x minus 5, hit the little wheel here, hit this, convert to table. Then you can change all your x values to the ones from the table. And you can see that I made a mistake, which is good. I'm glad I made that mistake because my equation was 3x minus 5, and in my work, I put 3x plus 5. So that was my big mistake. So what we're going to do is, instead of remaking a video, you can see that even math teachers make a mistake. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to put a minus sign, change this to a minus, which means this would have been 6 minus 5, which was 1. And there we go. So, a little word of advice, make sure you write the equation down correctly whenever you solve the problem. But now you can see the answer should have been 1. And so now that I know I'm doing it right, I'm going to cheat and just put the rest of the answers. But you should solve these so you can get good at it because even math teachers make mistakes like I just did. Okay, I probably would have figured it out once I got the rest, and I would have been like, hey, what's going on here? Why are none of these working? Unless I kept making the same mistake, which obviously could happen. Okay, so with that being said, let's move on. So that's how you do these ones. So you're going to go to the g of x equation, do the same thing, get a bunch of values, and you're trying to find 2 points that are exactly the same. If the lines cross there, then you'd have an ordered pair here that would be exactly the same for both graphs, and that would be your answer. So it just says circle your point of intersection. Okay. So I'm not sure what the answer is, but so I can't even give it to you without figuring it out. All right, this set section, go ahead and just don't do it. We're skipping the set. Okay, you can try it if you want. It's just a true and false, but I don't want you guys to even have to waste your time on that. So let's skip it. Okay, the go section, I shouldn't even have to explain. We've been working on stuff just like this. It says for each graph, state the domain of the function and use interval notation. Well, since we're skipping a bunch of stuff, I don't only want you to state the domain. I want you to change this to give me all of the 8 things, right? So for, I'm going to write that so there's no confusion, for 11 through 14, give all features, okay, all features, and that includes all 8. So domain range, minimum, maximum, increasing, decreasing, and X and Y intercepts. Those are the big 8, if you will. Okay, the big 8. So make sure for those 4 you give the big 8 if you want credit. And interval notation is just talking about where it looks like this, right? So I'll just start off with number 11 so we can talk about it. Number 11, if I look at the domain, if you look at my mouse, the furthest left I go is -4. So I'm going to write domain. Okay, this is for number 11. This is a freebie. The domain is at -4, and it's a bracket because I am solid dot. I am actually touching. And I stop at 0. 0. And I also touch, so there's a bracket. And I'm just going to put an and sign. I start back up at +1, and I stop at +3. And I start back up at 4, and I end at 5. Okay, so there's 3 sections because there's gaps. And this gap is not included in the domain, but that's what set notation looks like. That's the only one that's going to have gaps, is problem number 11. But remember, parentheses is arrows. Closed dots have brackets, and open dots have circles. All right, guys, this video is long enough. I think you have the skills to complete this entire assignment. Don't forget you can skip problems 5 through 10. Let us know if you need some help. Bye.